coming this way. Wait a minute, hey, I'm ghosted!
By Roz Hernandez.
Oh my God, you're never gonna believe who I just conjured. She's back! And it's been probably 5 years or more since we last sat down to talk about ghosts.
That's insane.
It is Bridget!
Hey, everybody.
How are you, Bridget?
I'm good. And I want you to know, too, I get so many requests from people all the time, saying that you and I need to collaborate together or like go on each other's podcasts or just in any way, like all the time.
Like, we have.
And I say, we've done each other's podcasts before, like, you know, but because I know a lot of people in the ghost industry and stuff like that, but no more name comes up than yours.
Oh, I'm honored. It's because we both like have pretty lashes and we like
Is that what it
we
is?
like ghosts. Well, and also maybe people don't realize that like I've been on your podcast and stuff because I go by Roz Hernandez now and it was Roz Dresfelez.
That's true.
So I've been like 6 different genders since the last time we did this together. But I found one that has stuck.
Okay.
And here we are. So hopefully we'll do more stuff.
Well,
we need to go ghost hunting.
That would be fun.
Have you been ghost hunting? I feel like you got all the tools and the toys and
I do have a lot of tools. I mean, not like so many. I don't have, some people have cases after cases. I have like a cute little ghost bag that's like stuffed to the brim and a couple things that are on the side. But like I have like the Boo Bear or Boo Buddy, they call him.
Okay. So that's like a motion, like a little Build-A-Bear workshop looking thing. And you like touch it and it's like, ooh. Stop.
Yes. Only you don't touch it. Like you set it up there, and if something touches it, it will say, "Oh, that tickles."
Oh my God! Can you make it say different things? Like, can you record?
I mean, you'd have to talk to Sean Porter about that. He owns Ghost Shop. Yeah.
Because I want one that's like me, like a me doll, and then like if you touch it, it's like. Stop.
I love that idea. See, I had Sean on my podcast and we were talking about different equipment and everything, and I told him I really want one that's a bunny.
Oh, totally.
Like a custom bunny one. And he just sort of looked at me like, not a chance.
Why not?
I think we have to make them ourselves.
I think, you know who would know how to do it is our mutual friend, Alex LeMay.
I was just thinking that too. She would be able to help us with
Alex LeMay knows how to make anything.
And cute, cool shit.
Very cool stuff. People need, if you're into that kind of like ghost hunting equipment and stuff, you got to check out Alex, who you also know because she's been on this pod. And stuff.
Wait, do you not use equipment?
I mean, yes, I do. I'm just like... Yeah, I do. I feel like so much of it is just different versions of if you touch this thing, something happens.
Yes.
And so I have like a lot of that. Like I kind of have looked at the stuff that I have and I'm like, oh, it's a lot of like that thing lights up, this thing makes a noise.
Yeah.
So I think it's fun to have like set up, but I live for like a knocking.
Oh, me
like,
too. Yeah.
I need like a knocking. Like I try to be really like I want the stereotypical ghost stuff. You know, I'm not like a tech person as it is.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I want to see a ghost. I want to hear a ghost.
Yeah.
I want to smell a ghost.
Yeah. I'm the same because I have several different pieces of equipment, but I don't feel like I fully understand how they work. And so I've had Sean on explaining like each piece of equipment and how they developed it and why they developed it and why they think it works and how somebody might debunk it and that kind of thing. And but when I go, anybody who like talks to me about, oh, so you go investigating, I mean, I guess, yeah, technically I do. But what I really like going to haunted locations for is the history and the experience. Like I'm trying to get an experience from it.
Totally.
And the equipment sometimes helps you have that experience because if nothing else, if you're not like if you're not getting it from somewhere else, like if something's lighting up or like reacting or whatever, that gives you like something. But I'm with you. Like I'd rather like smell something, feel something, hear something that's real in the room with me.
Hell yeah. Do you like go out ghost hunting? Like when's like the last time you went on a ghost hunting outing?
I mean, I try and fit it in whenever I can. So I was just in New York for Christmas, and I took my mom Holly and I had a billboard in Times Square.
Stop!
For our other podcast.
Your podcast is a huge hit.
It's been great. It's been amazing, and it's so much fun to like go back and reminisce, and it like gives Holly and I so much time to spend together now. Like, not that we haven't been friends this whole time, but now we see each other like all the time.
Yes.
But anyway, we went to New York and we took a picture with our billboard and stuff. But I was going to be there on Friday the 13th, December 13th. Yes. And I did a whole podcast with Dan Sturgis about the Merchant House Museum that's there.
Okay, what is this place? Because I've heard about this.
It's supposedly the most haunted house in New York City. Okay. And it's like an actual old home from like, I forget, 18 something. I'm not going to have the exact date right. And it's like right outside of Washington Square Park. So it's like, right there in the thick of everything. And everything in it is original to the original owners. One family lived there the whole time. There's been like 9 deaths in the house. Mostly the family members or all the family members or staff that worked there. And when the last person died, they left the house to like a distant family member who just immediately kind of said, I'm not going to touch anything, just turn it into a museum.
Oh.
And even the sheets on the bed are the sheets from the family that lived there. The clothes in the closet belong to the family. The dishes, everything. Like it's intact. It's crazy. But he has some amazing I have trouble hearing like EVPs. Like when people play them for me, I'm like, you want me to tell you what I heard? I'm not good at that. But like when somebody says it, then I'm like, okay. But then I'm like, oh, is it power of suggestion? Like it's because you told me what it was.
Right.
So, but he has some on this iPad that are so clear. And so perfectly answer what they were asking. It's incredible. So long story short, I try and fit a ghost thing in no matter what I'm doing. Like I was there.
Did you go in there?
Oh yeah, we met up with Dan, and I had other people meet us there too, like Joe Peretti. Do you know Joe?
No.
He's a medium, and he's been on my podcast before, and so I had him meet us there as well, and he was telling us on things he was picking up on while we were in the house, and it was incredible.
The reason it has come up so much is because one thing that I always talk about on this podcast is how I never get New York City ghost stories.
Oh.
Like I have so many guests on from New York City, whatever. They never tell me stories from the actual city.
Oh.
So then I get people writing to me like, well, there's the Merchant House.
Yeah.
So maybe all the ghosts are there.
Well, no, not just there. So that whole area, that Washington Square Park is super haunted. So if you want to go to New York and get like a haunted experience, that's the area you need to go to because the Merchant's House is there. And then also, and all of this is like within blocks of each other. The Washington Square Park, that was a pauper's field at one time. So there's like
pauper's field?
Yeah, where they would bury people who like didn't have money or were like, not whatever, like for a million different reasons, but weren't in the proper cemeteries.
Like like P-A-U-P-E-R-S.
We'd have to look up how they spell it, but I
I'm
think it's like Potter's, like P-O-T-T-E-R-S.
Oh, a Potter's field.
Yeah.
You said Pauper's field.
Oh, sorry. Well, a Potter's
Poppers
field.
is an inhalant that many people use.
Well, they might be there too.
So I wasn't sure if it was a field where everyone's doing paupers.
Sorry.
Okay, so it was a Potter's cemetery.
Field. Yes.
Okay.
And they have a hanging tree there where supposedly they used to hang people and people see and hear things in there. And then the Shirtwaist Factory fire. Do you know about that? From the early 1900s where like 100 women, mostly women, died when it caught on fire because they had blocked all of the fire escapes because they wanted to like make sure they stayed in and were working, and they had like all this cloth that was in a huge pile and somebody threw a lit cigarette in it and it caught on fire, and then all these people died. And there was like like 20 people that ran out onto one like fire escape, but the stairs were locked, so they couldn't get down, and there was so much weight on it, it collapsed.
What?
Yeah.
How come I don't know about this?
So there's a lot going, and the murder house is right there. I think that's what they call it, the murder house. It has like there was ghost stories before a really horrible story happened in the same place, but somebody saw Samuel L. Clemens there, Mark Twain. Like but have you noticed that Mark Twain is like everywhere? Like, I don't care if I'm in Virginia City
that's all over
or
the place.
New York City. Like Mark Twain haunts it.
Marilyn Monroe, Elvis.
Yes.
Okay, Mark Twain's one of those.
Mark Twain is one of them. Wow. But anyway, they supposedly, and that's a really old ghost story, and supposedly he did live there for a small time frame. But then like a more recent story happened there, like a death that was like attributed to like child abuse and that kind of thing, and so that's also taken place there. So there's a few things that have happened in this one house. So that whole area.
I'm there often, so I'm gonna go there
Yes.
next time.
Yes.
Have you seen the Netflix, the lady that got abducted by an alien in Manhattan?
Yes.
I'm obsessed.
What do you think? What are your thoughts?
I don't know. I don't know about anything. I'm like, maybe.
Okay, but how about... Okay, I think the whole thing got a little crazy, but I do kind of believe the very first thing happened. The first abduction. Like her floating, because there's so many witnesses. There were like 30 witnesses or something like that. 25, I forget how many, but there was a bunch. Yeah. People saw her floating, and there was like a weird blackout that night. People saw weird things in the sky that night. So I kind of believe that happened, but then I kind of believe that they got a lot of like fame and attention.
That's always where things get a little funky.
Yeah.
And then it's like, it happened to me again. And it's like, okay, no, I don't know about that. The one time maybe, but I don't know.
And I do kind of believe that she was visited by, and I'm putting this in quotes, like Men in Black or like FBI type people.
Yes.
I definitely believe that part of it. Because didn't they even kind of come out, or they found like kind of proof that 2 FBI agents did visit her?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe that was in there.
So I think...
But is New York City, like, what if it was like a funky pigeon that somebody saw fly in? Or like they thought it was the Macy's Day Parade, and they were practicing late at night with a float, like way too high.
Yeah, balloon. I mean, who knows? It could have, who knows?
Could be a lot of things.
It could be. But you have to think back. I mean, I know they were still doing the floats back, or the balloons back then, but this was a long time ago, before like drones and like, you know,
True.
Things like that, where there's like weird flying stuff in the sky.
Because now at this point, it's like, I feel like especially the past few months, if someone's like, oh, I saw a UFO, it's like, did you? I don't even know. There were so many things up there.
Yeah, because what's going on in New Jersey?
There's like all these
drones, right? They're calling them drones, but I don't think they mean like drones as in there's a group of people flying all these drones off. I think they mean like there's some unidentified like drone-like things.
There's something up there.
I don't know.
What's the deal with you? Was it the Rhine Institute? Is that the one that you were studying at?
Yeah.
Are you still studying with them?
I'm not currently taking classes, but I was recently.
So wait, what kind of classes?
They do all kinds of things. It's all parapsychology, so they have all different kinds of classes that you can take.
What have you been doing?
Just, I got the general stuff, so I got my certificate, and like, I know I'm a nerd, but I love collecting like degrees and
That's amazing.
But I love learning about it too, and I like hearing other people's perspectives, and I feel like I should take another class too, because it really grounds you. Like, it helps you realize sometimes the way I talk very much where I'm like, oh, it was the amazing, it was the best, it was the scariest, it was the coolest, it was like evidence, it was proof, it was, you know, like kind of like superlative sort of, and it reminds me to like kind of reel that back a little bit and like be a little bit more grounded in the way I talk about it and everything. But I just get all excited and like I have a lot of energy and enthusiasm for it.
It's fun. It's supposed to be fun too.
Yeah. But I also want to be correct with it.
I know. No, I do too. I do too.
And Professor Auerbach, who does most of the classes there. Have you met Lloyd?
No.
He's awesome.
I don't get out much.
Well, he teaches a lot of the classes there, and he's really, really good, and he just knows his stuff so well.
And this is like essentially Hogwarts, right?
I mean, it's all online.
Online Hogwarts.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
But there are real Hogwarts-type schools. You know that, right? There's like one in London.
Well, I know there's the one right off the 101. You can see the castle.
A Hogwarts?
Well, it's the one at Universal Studios.
Oh, yeah. No, this is like Findlay College. It's like for all like mediumship and it looks like a castle like Hogwarts. Like it's so cool. Holly and I want to go there and take a class so bad.
Have you taken classes like that? Like to develop your medium skills?
No, but they do it at the Rhine. Well, I take that back. I did take one class that showed us how to do some things. You get like a piece of square clay, like just at Michael's or whatever, and you stick like a sewing needle in it, and then you take a piece of paper and you fold it so that it kind of makes like a little tent or umbrella type thing, and you set it on top there so it's just dangling in like the center right there.
Right.
And then supposedly you're supposed to get like one of those glass or just a glass jar over the top of it, or like one of those glass like little terrarium things or whatever, you know?
Sure.
And then you're supposed to stare at it and like will it to move.
Did you do it?
I couldn't get it to move. I try to do my door all the time. Like if I want my door closed or my door opened, I always stare at my door and be like,
oh, I do too. I'm so lazy. If I'm on the couch for like the night, I'm not getting up for anything.
Yes.
And I'm always like, could I get another LaCroix? And I'm like squeezing my eyes.
Yes, I try and do that with my door. Like, shut the door. Shut the door.
But
I just want to go like this with my hand, shut the door. And it shuts.
It should. One of these days. Do you think that, like, were there people in the class that could do it? Did you see it wiggling?
Like I said, you're not in the class with other people.
Oh, so
it's all
this is online.
So everybody like has to do this on their own time. I will say too that he was talking about table tipping and doing table tipping classes. Oh, and also spoon bending.
Okay, yeah.
I tried spoon bending. I went to like the dollar store and bought a bunch of spoons. I cannot bend the spoon either. But I will say I had a successful table tipping session.
Okay, tell me about table tipping. We did this on Living for the Dead.
And did it work?
Yes, I'm trying to remember exactly when in the situation, but we did do it. I don't think it ended up making it on the show, but we were trying. I had never done it before.
I hadn't either. Well, I've never had done it successfully. I might have like joked around about it or whatever, but this time I was invited to Canada, to Winnipeg, to be a paranormal investigator, and that's funny crossing the border, and they're like, what brings you here? And I'm like, ghost hunting. I had to talk to like 3 different people to get in the country. They were like,
oh my God.
Go talk to them.
Did you have your little Boo Bear with you?
I did. I had my whole bag of stuff. That's why I wanted to be upfront with what I was there for, because if they wanted to like look at my bag.
Right.
Because I find that Canada is really strict over there. Like they've gone through my whole bag before they pull out every little business card. What's this?
It's because they don't want Americans just going over there. They know better.
But I went there to, it was a movie, but there was no script or anything. They were friends of mine, and they literally wanted me to just like go ghost hunting with them, and they were going to film it as part of the movie, but nothing was like staged or rigged or anything. They just wanted it to be like legitimate, however it goes. So we went to a few different locations, and one of the spots that we went to is this gorgeous hotel in Winnipeg, the Fort Garry Hotel.
Fort Garry.
Yes.
Cute.
And one of the rooms is known to be haunted. And so we went up there, and a couple of things actually happened in that room. They had a medium in there, and I had the SLS camera out, and I put it on the bed, and I saw a stick figure laying on the bed. And the medium is across the room on the other side of the bed where the stick figure is laying, and I'm not saying anything. I just let the producers know, like what's on my camera. You know, this shows that there's something laying on the bed, and there's nobody on the bed. And then all of a sudden, the medium goes, "I feel your sadness. We're here with you. We just want to make it better." And then she starts petting the arm of the stick figure that's laying on the bed, but she has no idea I'm seeing a stick figure laying there. So I just feel like cool validation, in my opinion. That's like proof.
That's
or
cool.
evidence, I should say.
We have a lot of people that listen to this that don't know like ghost hunting stuff. So like I always try to explain like so the SLS camera, that's the isn't there like a video game thing that's similar?
So it uses Xbox technology to like map things out. So like when you play Wii and you're throwing the ball, making a basket or whatever, or you're playing some of these video games, they map you so it can show your movement. So it knows whether you're making the basket or not. It knows.
Yeah, you see like a stick figure of your limbs and head.
Yes.
And stuff.
So it uses that technology and then it transfers it onto an iPad that you're watching. And it's pretty cool. I mean, it does, people kind of bag on it because it does, it could map this camera and the sticks that it's on as like a person. But you just have to know like, oh, well, that is a camera and a tripod, not a person. And you know that that's a false thing. But like if it just is out in the hall and there's nobody out there and then all of a sudden there's a stick figure in the middle of the hall, like that's
spooky.
Different, you know?
Have you ever done with like Instagram filters where how they also kind of map your face, you know? Like I've done it with like the dog filters.
Oh, yeah.
Where it'll give you like little ears.
Yeah, I've done those.
And then you just like do it. You hold it up until it captures a face. That's like the poor person's version.
No, I've never done that.
That's how I do it. And I like walk around through haunted places and then all of a sudden like, ooh, there's like a face. And then you like hold it and then sometimes it works.
Oh, that's crazy. No,
yeah,
I don't.
It's fun.
I've never ever even thought about doing that. Well, anyway, in this room, then this other lady came. She's a paranormal investigator and she brings a card table. And it's just a plain, basic card table. Nothing special about it. We put 2 EMF meters in the middle of it. And then like 6 of us put just like 2 fingers on the top of the table. And it started, like at first I started feeling like almost like little taps on the table. So like we checked it out. There's like nothing rigged on this table. It's just a lightweight card table. And then it felt like there was like a vibration sort of coming from the table. And then all of a sudden you could feel it kind of like, I don't know, bouncing a little bit. Not like bouncing up and down in the air, but just sort of like jiggling a little bit back and forth. Not even visually sort of, but you just sort of could feel that underneath your fingers. And then it started to like move. And to the point where it literally moved like feet towards one person who jumped up and was like, all right, that's enough.
Whoa.
What's happening here?
And were you saying like to the ghost, like, can you move this table?
Yes. And as we were doing it, both of the EMF meters were lighting up in the middle while it was moving.
So it's kind of like a Ouija board almost, right? Like a big ass Ouija board plan chat.
I mean, yes and no. It's not answering any questions for you or anything, but it's showing you. But then you also have to wonder, is it like all the mental energy that you're putting into it? Are we moving it?
Right.
Not physically. We're not physically moving it. You can tell when you watch the video, like we only have like fingers on it. So nobody is physically moving it, but are we somehow moving it with our energy? And that's the other thing we talk about at the Rhine is like telepathy and how much you can do with your mind.
Yeah, because it's like, was that you doing telekinesis?
Right.
Did you, instead of moving the little paper on the needle, it's like another way to do that.
Yeah, and there's no way of knowing whether we did it or something else did it, except I will say the 2 K2 meters were lighting up, and I can set the K2 meter right on my forehead and it doesn't light up, but it was lighting up in the table, so something was affecting the magnetic field as well.
I'm going to call it a ghost. This is my gavel.
I love it.
So it's been, I guess, 5 or 6 years since I've talked to you. That was a good ghost story. I'm wondering just how many we can get out of you since the last time you were here. Have you had any locally, like here in Los Angeles?
Yeah. Queen Mary. I love going to the Queen Mary.
Oh, yeah. Iconic.
Do you go there very often?
Not enough. I need to.
I know. I want like just a designated room there. That's the Bridget room.
There should be. Has stuff happened to you?
Yeah.
Because I've only been there twice. And I was like...
Twice?
I know. I know. I need to go.
And it was,
It was like, oh, this is fun. But like the ghosts were not into me. But I do need to do like a proper 2 days there. I'm on the ship.
Maybe that's what we need to do. It's so amazing there. I love it. I always have something happen there. It might be small, not always huge, significant things, but sometimes pretty cool stuff. So, they had to shut down during COVID, and they kind of struggled to open back up. I feel like a little bit. It took a while. And when they finally did, well, actually before they did, I went there and did my podcast with them, my old podcast with them. And I really wanted to spend the night. And they told me, no, the ship's not open yet. And I'm like, but that's what I love about it. Like, I want to stay here like by myself before it opens back up. And they were like, nah, they're just being really weird about it and not letting me. And then I went there and I did my podcast with the general manager, and then also with like the guy who leads some of the ghost tours there and stuff. And then I was talking to the PR girl, and I was like, I really wish you guys would have let me spend the night because it would be so amazing. I really wanted to stay here before it opened, and I really told her like why I wanted to stay there before it opened, because I feel like it's a totally different energy than staying there any other time. And this is the last time anybody probably ever had that opportunity to do that. And she was like, oh, well, we didn't want to do that because none of the restaurants are open and none of the amenities are here. We don't have housekeeping.
Even better.
That's what I said.
Creepier.
I'm like, I love that. And she was like, oh, I didn't realize. We just wanted to make sure like we had everything if you were staying here. And I'm like, I don't want any of that.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
And so she was like, you can spend the night. So my mom and Holly and I stayed. Wait, no, I take this back. My mom came on a different trip. Holly and I and our friend Stacy stayed there. So Holly left early, and my friend Stacy and I stayed overnight, like on the ship.
And there was nobody.
There was a couple of people. There was the lady head of housekeeping, and she's so cool. And she said, "Text me when you guys are ready. I have a key to everything on the ship. Nothing's off limits. Anywhere you guys want to go." She took us.
She's not terrified?
No, but she took us in every nook and cranny of that ship. Everywhere. We went everywhere. It was so amazing. And then there was there's security that wanders the ship all night long. Because they got, I don't know if you know this, but they got looted during like COVID. People came and stole stuff right off the ship. And there was like...
Oh, they're cursed. It's
nothing
fine.
They could do about it.
The ghosts on there cursed them, I'm sure.
I hope so.
That is so cool.
It was amazing. And
so did you notice a big difference when there was nobody there?
It's just such a cool vibe. And I wouldn't say anything crazy happened or anything, but there was definitely just a different vibe to it. And I loved every bit of having that experience.
Now, how is Holly about this stuff compared to you? Like, is she into the hunting and all of that?
Yeah, she loves the history more so. It used to be she's had a change since I've known her. Like when we were at the mansion, she didn't really believe and wasn't really so into it. But then when she got pregnant, she started experiencing some things. And then now she's like super into all of it.
Didn't she live in a haunted house that was on TV?
She does right now.
Oh, she does. Okay. In Los Angeles?
Yeah. And we we used to do our whole podcast from there. Now we have a little studio, but we were recording in there, and sometimes things would happen while we were recording. All of a sudden we'd hear like something fall to the ground in another room, but nothing fell.
Spooky.
Or we'd hear like a big slam, and we're like, what was that? And nothing.
Who's it haunted by? Do you know?
We are not sure, but we think it is the original owner that was there. This guy, I forget what all his history is, but yeah, just some dude.
Put in a good word for me. I want her on this podcast.
Oh, okay.
I want to hear about her haunted house.
Okay.
That's like my favorite is talking to people that like live in a haunted house because there's so many things that happen all the time.
Yeah.
And it could just be like a little thing, but I'm like, I want to hear about it.
Yeah.
If you're having like a door open, I want to hear about it.
Yeah. She has I shouldn't say nothing crazy because there's things that people probably would think are crazy, but she has some like good, like kind of just like chilling stories where like just like a whisper and like a door slamming and like that kind of thing going on.
And you like love it, huh?
Yeah.
Because I'm scared.
Well, You are?
Yes, I'm scared. I'm very scared by this stuff. I think it's like I want proof.
Yeah.
But I'm very skeptical of all of it. I kind of don't believe in a lot of it. But I also am like, but don't scare me.
Yeah.
So I'm like here for the ghost to scare me, basically, because it will scare me if something happens. But like when it comes to staying the night, no, I'm not doing it.
I'm not scared of it.
Absolutely not.
That doesn't mean like if something happens that it doesn't like shock me and startle me at the moment, but then I'm like, do it again. I want it to happen again.
How many times when you sleep at a place has stuff happened when you're sleeping? Like, have you felt somebody touch you, or like, have you woken up and seen a ghost?
I have not woken up and seen a ghost, but there's been a few times that I have been awakened in the middle of the night and I have like a definite feeling of like nervousness and kind of, I wouldn't say scared, but definitely feel like something's in the room with us. And when you're awoken like that to it, it's a little bit scarier than when you're like in the situation and you're like, I want something to happen. You feel way more vulnerable. So I will say those are the few times that I do feel a little bit scared when it happens. And it happened not that long ago. I went to Scotland, Edinburgh, and I wanted to do all the ghost stuff there.
Cool.
And we stayed at the Witchery, which is like a super, I think it was built in the 1500s, the building.
The Witchery.
It's amazing.
Tell me about it.
If you ever go, it's a gorgeous hotel rooms. There's only like, I think 6 rooms or 8 rooms or something. A beautiful restaurant. Like I said, it's in this very, very, very old building that's kind of adjacent to the castle. So the castle is right there. And I think this was where like the horseman or something lived. Like this was his area of the castle. I don't know, something like that. But they've redecorated the rooms and made them like incredible, like all the velvet drapes and the 4-poster beds, and like they're just like so pretty inside. Like this, it's the place to stay, and it's right on the Royal Mile, which is where you want to be, like walking up and down all the tourist stuff and everything.
You go everywhere.
I've been doing a lot this year, so.
This is great though. But so you had a feeling?
Well, I just woke up in the middle of the night for no reason, and I felt like, I don't remember hearing something, but I felt like I heard something that woke me up. And I definitely got the feeling that there was something in the room with us, and I didn't want to find out. And I grabbed Nick, and I was like, and he was like, what? And I was like, oh, nothing, it was just giving you a little love tap. But I just wanted him to be a little bit awake because I felt like there was something about to go down, and nothing happened.
What do you do? Like what? And that's the thing. I only had one experience where I felt like something happened in the middle of the night, but I just at this point don't want to take my chances ever again, because like when we did Living for the Dead, we had to sleep in those places. That was hell for me, and I didn't sleep at all.
Yeah.
And I would wait until it was daytime, and I would like sleep like either in like a lobby or like somewhere where there was like people around. I was too scared. It was horrible because I'm just like so sacred about my sleep. And I don't want anyone to like interrupt me. Yeah.
I know what you mean.
I don't want like an invisible person to like touch me.
It's definitely the worst time for it to happen, but I feel like in some locations they wait for that.
What do you mean?
Like I feel like they might be intimidated when you're awake and you're looking for it and you're seeking it, but then they know
that's predatory though.
They know you're more vulnerable when you're asleep, so they kind of wait. Because I've had it happen probably 3 or 4 times that I can think of off the top of my head.
See, and that's when I'm like, now it's one thing if you wake up and there's just a ghost that's like, sorry, I'm like, I was shy and like I didn't want to bother you earlier, but I did want to say hi.
Yeah.
That's one thing. But if you like wake up and somebody's like touching you or just like breathing on you, or I don't know, just like real that to me, I'm like, you are creepy.
Yeah.
You are like, that's a really messed up thing to do because you knew I was like completely vulnerable and that makes me scared of you.
Yeah. I
Like
can see
you're
that.
actually bad.
Yeah.
Whether like I'm not saying it's a demon or something, but
No.
it's like you are like a messed up person.
Bad intentions.
Yeah. And I don't like you.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of, what do you think of eBay haunted dolls?
I stay away from all that stuff.
Well, I am
Do you have a haunted doll?
fully in the eBay haunted doll world. I have one that I was recently gifted. Not one single thing has happened, and I'm not happy about owning it, but I have it, and nothing's happened. And that's perfectly fine with me.
Yeah. I mean, I would say if you're scared, it's not a good thing to have.
Of course not.
Yeah. So it's
But
shocking to
somebody
me.
in my life
Thought you should have it.
was like, hey, I know you always talk about haunted eBay dolls. Guess what I got you? And I'm like, no, because my thing with it is I don't believe that they're real most of the time.
Yeah,
but
I
I
don't
don't
either.
want to take a chance.
Yeah.
So now I've taken a chance, and
And now you're wanting more? You want to add to your collection?
no, I just want to talk about them.
Oh, okay.
It's time for
The dolls are living.
Okay. So we like to feature a different doll each week. These are real listings. Of course, they come with biographies.
Okay.
This one does not have a name, but they are currently going for $100 American dollars. Jiha, show us this doll, please.
You got it, Roz.
There she is. What are your first impressions looking at her?
That the eyes feel like they're looking right at me. Like, not just doll eyes. I feel like those are human eyes.
Those
and
are
that
very realistic eyes. Now, this is confusing for me because, first of all, it's like I feel like it's a little girl doll, but no little girl would ever have that much makeup on. That is the makeup of a 75-year-old woman in Beverly Hills. She looks like she's like snatched, like her face, like she does look like she's had really good, beautiful face work.
Look at that lip liner.
The lip liner is sickening. She's giving a nude lip. She has a blush on. She looks contoured. She has a lash on, like a slight cut crease. She's done her eyebrows. Like, that's not a little girl. There's no way you're going to tell me that that's a little girl. She even has like lower lash going on.
Yes.
Well, here's the thing.
And is that eyeliner too? Like
She's
in the
got
waterline?
She has the waterline
Yeah.
done. Okay.
Yeah.
Try doing that to a child.
Yeah.
That will never happen.
Never.
So wait, and can we see her outfit more? What have we got going on with this outfit? Oh God. Okay. Well, she really put all the work into the face. The outfit is she's got a onesie on.
I'm not hating on the onesie.
It's cute. It just doesn't go with the face. I'm sorry, but the face is beat. And then the rest of her, what is around her neck?
Well, yeah, what's the vial? Or is that a flashlight? I don't know what that is. Looks like a vial of something, but maybe it's a flashlight or
She's got some kind of paraphernalia around her neck.
Why do I feel like the floral lace thing was an extra added applique that they were like, oh wait, this would look cute on this. Let me sew this on here, glue this on here.
Well, because lace gives haunted to me. Like, lace is the preferred fabric of ghosts and
Okay.
haunted dolls, I think.
I didn't know that.
Don't
But I
you
think that
think?
was added on after. I think that's just a cute little polka dot cotton onesie, and they added this like really weird lacy applique.
It was definitely an afterthought. They were like, okay, you know what? We need to do a little bit more.
It makes her look a little more vintage, and
Yes.
because that onesie alone would just be like modern.
But that face is not vintage. That makeup specifically is the age of like YouTube tutorial makeup. That's not a vintage face.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the story. Now we have to keep in mind that there's a ghost inside of this vessel.
Is that why the face is making that face? Like she's making a face. Right? Like she's making a face.
She is making a face. I don't know what the face is saying, but it's
like,
just yeah, what's going on here? She's just kind of looking at you.
It's very judgy.
Yeah, she is for sure. It says, this is a doll that was donated to me. The original owner couldn't handle it anymore. This is definitely a malevolent, most likely demonic entity. It just says, absolutely refuses to tell me its name. Initially acted like a child spirit. They're really trying not to use pronouns here because they don't know. Initially acted like a child spirit. Quickly showed its true nature. I can't work with it long. This entity will create a crawling sensation on my arms and legs, like bugs are crawling on you. It will also create a pinprick situation, like someone is poking you with a pin. Wood cracking sounds when I worked with it the last 2 times. It will call me names and threatens to kill me. Oh my God. Etc. Headaches, senses of dread and anxiety, common when working with this entity, but surprisingly has been following the rules of the house so far. Claimed to be responsible for a plague. Oh my God. This bitch started COVID. I'm sorry. That's what I'm saying. Do you believe any of this?
I don't believe in demons, really.
Yeah, I kind of
So
don't
when
either.
it goes demonic, I'm like, eh.
Right.
But I'm really not buying it. No. I'm like, let me just cut to the chase. I'm not buying it.
Now, have you had any dolls like this in your home?
No.
Would you?
No.
Why not?
Because I like going and experiencing it, but I also like coming home and being out of it.
That's what I said. I don't bring my work home.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is definitely one of those ones where I'm like, why would anyone want this? You're not selling it to me. Like, you're telling me if you get this, it'll make your life very uncomfortable and horrible.
But
Give
like,
me
I question
$100.
how it knows a lot of that stuff. Like, how does the person selling it know that it's threatening to kill him or her? Or like, how do they know? How's it telling them that?
Just vibes, man. I don't know. Okay, well, that was The Dolls Are Living. Can I play you some EVPs?
Oh gosh, I'm so bad, but you can.
It's okay. Usually these are really bad too. It's time for EVPs or EV Police. Okay, I've got 2 of them for you. And I'm just going to have you guess what you hear, and then I'll give you an A, B, C, D of options, one of them being what the ghost hunter believe they captured.
Okay.
This first one is from Washington State Paranormal Society, which I believe I have had EVPs from before because their abbreviation is WAPS. And is Washington State Paranormal Society. I love it. This one was recorded at a theater in Port Gamble, Washington. What is this one saying, Bridget Marquardt?
Oh, you have to do that again.
Oh, don't you worry. I got you.
No idea. There's too much background and like clicking, clacking going on.
I know. Somebody is definitely making Jiffy Pop in the background or
but
something.
I do hear like a voice. I do hear something.
I do too. Wait, let's listen.
So it helps when you know the context of things too. Like, what were they talking about? What were they doing? Like, more about where they are, those kinds of things.
I guess so. Did they think it was A, not too greasy? You know, like if someone's making you like some fries and you're like, not too greasy. B, I'm so crazy. C, I am not to please you. Or D, come here, son.
I thought I heard the word two in there. So there was 2 of them with the word two, right?
Come to me, son. Wait. I'm so crazy. I don't know.
I mean, you can make it hear whatever you want to hear. I feel like you can make it whatever you want, but I feel like it's the not to please. I'm not here not to please you,
I'm
or
not
whatever.
to please you.
Or the not. I'm not too crazy, or one of those.
I'm so
two.
crazy.
Oh, it's so crazy. It wasn't.
I'm so crazy.
I don't know about that one then.
They believe it said, I'm so crazy.
Okay. Well,
Now that we know that, let's listen. Maybe I'm too crazy. I'm too crazy.
I definitely hear a 2 where they hear the so.
I know.
And I can hear it say I'm too crazy, but only after I know that's what they think it's saying.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Here's one more.
Okay.
This one was posted by Christy Mason on YouTube, and it's at a cemetery in Altus, Arkansas. What is this one saying, Bridget? Ew.
Yikes. That one is so freaky to me.
Do you think that is the ghost of a person that used to talk like that, or are they putting on like a creepy voice?
Putting on a creepy voice. Who talks like that?
Yeah.
Do you believe in elementals and that kind of thing?
Yeah, why not? I believe in anything.
I mean, elementals are a little out of my...
Elemental's like nature ghost.
Yeah, and it's a little out of my comfort zone. I don't feel like I know them very well or have experienced them, but the first thing that comes to mind is that sounds more like a elemental type voice. I don't even know if they have voices. I know, but it just doesn't seem like a human talking.
Yeah, I know.
What are our choices on that one? Because I have 0 guesses.
Is it A, you pee too loud?
You pee too loud?
Yeah, you know when sometimes somebody's like, is there a microphone in the toilet? Is it B, you're being too loud? C, you need to know? Or D, this soup is like wow? You know, you have like good soup. You're like, this is like wow.
Like, wow. Can I hear it one more time? I guess you're being too loud.
That is what they believe. They think it could be you're being too loud or you need to get out. But I think it's you're being too loud.
No, I definitely hear loud.
It's definitely loud.
Yeah, it's not out.
I think it's you pee too loud.
We could go with that.
You pee too loud.
But you know what? Now that I know that it's possibly saying you're being too loud, maybe it's somebody trying to whisper. So that's why it gets a little bit more raspy and weirder voice. You're being too loud, you know?
Right. Interesting.
So then that makes me not think elemental anymore. It makes me think somebody trying to whisper.
God, whispers are way creepier, huh? Do you think you would be a scary ghost or like a nice ghost?
Can I do both? Because I like to scare people.
I know, me too. Because that's why I feel like I would put on a scary voice.
Yeah.
Like I was just watching, have you seen Nosferatu yet?
No. Did you watch it?
Yeah.
How was it?
It was like an, oh God. See, I don't want to have anything bad to say about it because, you know, I got girls with bangs that listen to this podcast and they're going to be real mad if I come for Nosferatu. But I would say it was a little long for me. But Nosferatu has a voice in that. And like I would do a voice like that as a ghost.
Anytime a movie is over 2 hours, you're going to have to really convince me that I need to see it.
I still haven't seen Wicked yet. I can't
Yeah, me neither.
It's hard for me because then I always have to pee and then I'm like, what did I meant? Like, then I pee too loud.
Yeah.
Bridget, that's it.
That's it? That's too
everything.
fun. I don't want to be done.
I know. Well,
Okay, now you're coming on mine.
please.
Yes.
We need to find a date. I want to do it. What else? Tell us everything. Tell us where to find your podcast. And
It's everywhere the podcasts are. Ghost Bunny Podcast, and I have a YouTube channel. Ghost
you
Bunny
talk to people
Podcast.
that like know what they're talking about.
Yeah, I have guests on who are paranormal investigators or run a haunted location or live in a haunted house. People who have firsthand experience and an hour's worth of stories to tell.
Hell yeah. Because nowadays I mainly talk to comedians and I like to every once in a while have someone like you that has really good knowledge and whatever.
Yeah.
Right. You talk to a lot of people that study this stuff and know, like Alex and people that know.
Yeah. Amy Bruni was on. I had Aaron Sagers on. Yeah. All the people in the community.
I love it. Well, I guess that's it.
All right.
I'm so crazy.
Me too. Me too.